My name is Jackson Meekum, and this is my story on how or why I believe Spirit Airlines is the worst. So, last summer I went on a trip to Nashville, Tennessee. Uh, I took Spirit Airlines to go there from the airport in Philadelphia, and well, it was a nice trip. A solid flight. You got through TSA as normal, and all what good not or whatever. Um, and it was a good trip. Went to a few places, got some nice like musical experiences. A few record stores, good food as well. But the problem was the last day we were there. So for this trip, we rented out an Airbnb. This trip I was with my mom and my brother. We rented out an Airbnb, and so on the last day at around like 1:30, Airbnb was done. We had to leave. We had to bring all our stuff with us. So we got an Uber to like middle of town, and we all had just backpacks with all of our stuff. So we were just walking around. As we were walking around, we're like, man, there's not much. We really did all the stuff. So we could just get some lunch and go to the airport. As like our flight's only at like 4:30. Get some food for like an hour. Go to the airport. Get through TSA early. Just chill. So we get some food at like a bowling alley mixed restaurant place, and it was fun. Bowl a few like two games, get some nice food, and then we finally leave to go to the airport. We arrive at the airport at like 2:30, and we get through TSA. But by the time we're done, it's like 3:15, and we notice, oh, our flight's been pushed back by like an hour. Not a big deal. We just got through TSA, 1 hour, not too bad. By the time it reaches 4:30, when our original flight would have gone off, it's been moved back by another hour. 6:30, it's like, well, we can wait another hour. It's not too bad. I mean, it's like whatever. We can sit through it. Well, about 6 rolls around, it gets pushed back again. It's like, what's going on here? And so we're all confused, like what's like why does it keep getting pushed back? But again, it's only like it's like an extra 30 minutes. It's like we've already waited 2 hours. Food, what's another 30 minutes? But then again at like, so the flight's at 8:30. Again at 8 it gets pushed back to 9:30, and we're like, okay, like, is it even worth going back? But it's like we've already been through TSA, we've already waited so long, and like you kind of just gotta go for it. Finally, 9 rolls around, pushed back again. It's like, it's all crazy. It's like, what's going on? Like, what's taking so long? And also, like, with the flight coming here, what are those people thinking? So finally, at around 10:30, we get to our terminal. We're there. We're waiting to get on. It takes about like 40 minutes for us to get on. So finally, at like 11, we're on the plane, and it's like, all right, good. Just gotta wait for them to do the checks, do whatever else not. We'll get home, and we'll find a way to get from the airport to our house. They do some checks, and apparently now I don't want to insult the workers, but some idiot messed up something, so then they had to recheck the whole thing, which took another 30 minutes. Which, when they announced that, you could just hear this groan fill the plane. Like, everyone was so exhausted. I think there was only like half the people from the initial flight. And so, like, this groan, but it's like, oh, whatever. We've waited so long at this point. Like, just please let us go home. They do all these checks. In the middle of them doing it, someone gets off the plane. They're like, oh, I'm done with this. I'm sick of this. I'm leaving. Like, it's not worth it. And so we finally, after they're done, they're like, we're done the checks. Everyone's like, yeah, woo, we get to go. They're like, but unfortunately we have to fill out paperwork for the guy who just left. And we're like, oh my god, like, just stripping away all the hope of like getting to go home and finally relax. So they do the paperwork. A few more people leave, but apparently they just don't track that. So what's the point of tracking the first guy or writing down stuff for the first guy? But whatever. We sit through it. We endure it. By the way, not to mention, there's this flight is only like an hour and a half. So it the reason that it took this long, I don't know. It was just crazy. But finally, like 11:40, 12, we take off, and it's just like it was so nice, like so nice just being able to finally like leave. Not that airport was bad or that Nashville was bad. It was a great place. It's just like we finally get at least moving in some sort. So like it was crazy. And so we get home. It's like by the time we land, it's like 1:30 at night. Like what the hell? Like, and so we got to go all the way through the airport. Luckily, my dad calls my brother and he's like, "Oh, so how was the trip?" And then, or it's like, "You guys home?" And it's like, "We just landed." And he's like, "What?" And so my dad, being the kindest man ever, he comes and picks us up, luckily. And so like we're driving home, he's driving all of us. We're all exhausted from just like, I mean, sitting down all day, but like it's waiting. It's like it's not just sitting down. It's like this false sense of like, oh well, we just only have to wait a little bit longer. But in reality, it's just another pushback waiting. We finally get home at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Later, or the next day, we all wake up, and my mom looks it up. She looks up that the drive from Nashville to Philadelphia is about 12 hours. She could have rented a car for less money than the plane ticket, drove all the way back to Philly before we actually landed in Philly from the flight because it was delayed by like 10 hours. It was absolutely crazy. Like, it was, we were all stunned. We were like, damn, like, we could have, either way, we would have got home at the same time. Like, it's just unbelievable. So anyway, that's my story on why I believe Spirit Airlines is the worst. And just if you're booking a flight with them, take this story into consideration.